All right, dear friends, welcome to All in Chair Yoga. And so this is a series of February 2026 where we're looking to reset and refresh and in some cases rewire with a real focus into the nervous system, that which is quite the majority of the time in our unconscious awareness. And so because the nervous system has such a play on our overall health, how we express into the world, or let's make it really practical, how we feel, like how does our body feel at any one particular time, and what the responses are within our system. I love chair yoga for this purpose. It is a lovely, soft, yet super profound. So why do I say that? It's a gentle approach compared to some yoga practices or other practices that are available. So we have support underneath us. We have the capacity to go anywhere inside of our own stretch. So we can either take up the offering that Karen suggests, or we sit within our own variant of that, wherever our body is at. And it's really important inside of this February practice to have got a wee little fruit fly around my face. It's really important that you have these practices that also have the space for you to step into. So it's never about us overextending. It's about finding where our body is at and then inviting it to participate. So we're going to do a series of different exercises over the 8 sessions. And the 8 sessions in a together mode will cross so much of what the body needs on a daily basis, or a weekly basis. Depends on how you choose to practice. Enough of the head stuff. It's time to come in through your heart. What does that mean? Place your hand on your heart. And then you can feel the temperature of your hand and the temperature of your body. And as you feel that temperature difference or sameness, just move your feet a little bit so that they're on the earth, so that they're on the carpet or the vinyl or the lino or the ground or the earth or the concrete or whatever it is your feet are on. So I invite you to use your body's natural way. Sound is a natural way. Often when you've moved, you've picked something up heavy and you put it down and you go, or you've just made a lovely meal and you've finished and you're like, I'm done. So I'm inviting you to use that kind of satisfied sound as you breathe in. Beautiful. And notice how that affects your body, just that simplicity. So often we're moving all the time. Next expectation, next. Is what we're after here. Beautiful. Releasing your hand and placing it on your knee. We're going to start at the ground today, right down at those feet. Wiggling your feet, wiggling your toes. So extending your toes. And it's also nice to start with your fingers too. So fingers and toes are wiggling. And let your body breathe. Often there's a lot caught up in fingers and toes. And what I mean by that is our toes are jammed into shoes or our hands have been holding. And when we extend them and squeeze them in, and if you do that to your toes and your fingers at the same time, you can kind of feel like it's that contracting and squeezing is kind of nice, because all of a sudden the body goes, oh, I can let go of that. So simple. The power of your body is incredible. So now we're going to pause our hands and fingers. We're going to start into the wrist. and the ankles. But first of all, we'll start the wrists, so we can just, what does that feel like when you roll them? Yeah, so okay, rolling it the other way. See if your fingers can just help. And then a little shake off. That's enough. Notice all the time the feedback from your body. All right, we've got ankles. Let's do one at a time. I'm going to lift one foot up and roll the ankle. Out through your mouth for the relaxing. Beautiful. Other way. That's right. Moving the foot the other way. Let it down. Now, already there, I felt a release in my neck. So if you feel to kind of stretch your body in any way, just do that and just notice how it's all connected. What we're doing is we're connecting into and using our nervous system, so the little nerves of our body, to send messages to the rest of the system. So that ankle, for example, for my body, the right ankle released a little bit in my neck. Lovely. Okay. Other foot. We're going to rotate it around. Now, remembering everybody's body is different. Everybody's body tells a different story. Everybody's body, rolling it the other way, holds things differently or releases differently. And what we're doing in our practice in chair yoga, and the intention of this is, oh, that's enough. Putting the foot down. Because the intention is to connect with our body's messages. It's like listening to a whinging child who just needs to be heard, or taking feedback from something we're cooking. Oh, that smells like it's ruby. Or no, that needs a little bit more cooking. Or even just receiving somebody we love and care for, a great friend who just needs to be listened to, or held or hugged. I guess we can look at our body in the same way. Some of our aches and pains are that it's got to the point where it's screaming at us rather than us listening to it with our body. It's a story, it's an analogy. All right, so just pausing. We're going to come up onto our toes, down onto the heels, and up. And so we've got this up onto the toes like high heels, down through the foot, toes up, onto the heels, and now we're moving up into the calves and also into the forearms as you really think about that movement. Oh, and if you love to feel something like a dancer, that kind of movement, you'll feel the energy of your system starting to go, oh, yeah, let's do that. Because the body loves to feel the connection all the way through. And that's enough, releasing. And I invite you to give yourself a little bit of a shake from the knees down and from the out through your mouth. All right, bouncing on those toes, we're moving up into our knees and our thighs so that we can feel the connection there. So just this little bounce, it doesn't look a lot, right? However, and we're working with the fascia and the muscles in our body, and we're bouncing also into the to the bones, so that they're getting this little movement that provides in its own way a little bit of lubrication. And the lubrication is what keeps our body moving. Lubrication, what is that? It's just the joints. So inflammation, I'll just pause the legs a little bit. Inflammation is when it gets a bit swelly around the joints. Lubrication is when it's not the swelling, it's instead of it's the release of chemicals that allow our joints to move freely, just like our sons or husbands or partners or brothers, CRC. on squeaky joints. So we're lubricating our joints when we let everything have a little bit of a wiggle. Pause for a moment. Lovely. Now we're going to come into the hip bone area. So an invitation for you to go from side to side on your hips, one sit bone to the other. That's right. Just feeling and creating the movement down there. Now, it doesn't have to be big. It could be just little squeezes into the buttocks. Or it could be as big as I'm making it look big, because I'm imagining that there's this real lift that's happening through the hips. And of course, because my body is connected just like yours, through all the way up, we get this gentle flow on effect. All right. It's okay to smile, by the way, while we're working through our body, while we're kind of exploring the fun of our body, enjoying to bring back some funness. That's a word. All right. Here I am holding something. Let's just let that go. Inviting you too to just sort of become conscious of your movement. Oh, that feels so nice. A little bit of a shake again. And then settle in to the sit bones. Kind of get that, if you ever moved flour into a bowl or something into a pot, you've planted something and you just sort of want to give it a little bit of a bang down so that it settles. I'm going to invite you to kind of bang down a little bit into your lower base of your spine. So down here at the lower base of the spine, a lot of energy often gets trapped. We can release it a little bit by giving it a bit of a bounce. Now, an exaggerated one is that, right? Bottom slapping on the chair. So that's an exaggerated one. What we're looking for here is a little bounce of energy right down at the base of our spine that says, hello, good morning. Hello, nervous system. Yep. Oh, I've got you. There we go. Oh, what is that? I can feel that. And it awakens all of the base of our spine. So a little bit of bouncing there, which is different than the legs bouncing in this and the sit bones still. This is the sit bones bouncing up and down. Pause for a moment. Let the body have a feel, think through that. So much can go on with tiny little movement. We're going to rest for a moment and we're going to breathe in. So inhaling, hand to your heart, inhaling and hand to your belly. So you've got both. Inhaling into your body. And then out through your nose. In through your nose. And out through your nose. In through your nose. And out through your nose. In through your nose. And out through your nose. Lovely. Bring up there. So you'll have noticed that we have gone into a movement of small all the way up to the base of our spine, as in small little shifts. And then we've come to a stillness place. So we're wanting ourselves to sit inside of our sit bones, to sit in the pelvic bowl, to sit on our seat. So now we're going to work at the spine and to elongate it. Now, in comparison, this is what it is not. Right? I'm sitting in my seat, seated upright, shoulders open. There. Whereas often what we find ourselves doing, sure not you, sure I'm the only one who ever has done this, it's kind of this little bit of a slumpiness. Especially if we don't feel good about something, if we're just kind of a bit down in the mouth. So, you know, it's a comment, but down in the mouth, it's kind of down in the body. If your heart's not in something, or you're a bit disappointed in life, or actually if you're just tired or sore, or you're over arguing, or any of these reasons, sometimes we can find ourselves compacting down. It's like our heart comes in and we compact all of our emotions. So, well, that's fine for a short period of time. If it's happened over many days, what can happen is we get this real body memory. And so what we're doing with chair yoga is we're inviting the body to remember what it's like to have the freedom of movement now, the freedom of movement, irrelevant to our age, chronological, and irrelevant to what has happened for us in our body and life or in the stories we tell ourselves. We have this opportunity to feel very secure in our seat and allow some real stillness. So we're going to bring ourselves to that awareness now. So just seated where you are, I'm going to turn just so that you can see it. We're going to work this lower base here with a gentle movement forward and back. And this is also working into the hip area. So just be gentle on yourself. We're going to inhale up here. We're going to exhale, and if you can, bring your belly button towards your spine so that the core strength is there. Hands onto your knees, and we can gently come forward, keeping your back nice and still, and actually your chin down a little bit, so it's not like this. Chin down a little bit. Inhale up. If you want to, you can hold on to the sides of your chair for inhaling up, and then exhale forward, belly button towards your spine, hands holding or hands on your knees, and you come forward, nice straight back. And again, I was looking at you, but intentionally bringing your chin down so that your neck is also in alignment. Inhale up. We're going to do one more of these because it's a thought-provoking process. Exhale, belly button to spine. So you've got lovely and tall space in the core. Hands either on the chair or on the knees. Forward we come, exhale. Beautiful, up we come again. So now we're going to want to move ourselves this way because we've found our seat, and then we've gone, oh, we move this way as well. Now this is all related to the nervous system because the nervous system has signals all the way up and down our spine. So we are reconnecting to our spine now. And in that space, we sit it upright. We're going to move our shoulders and our ribs. So not too much expressive movement right now. We're just sort of, what happens if I move my shoulder up and sink the shoulder down? What does my body feel here?
That's good.
And when I bring it to correction and inhale, what do I notice? So this is very explorative. Oh, let me try the other side. So I'm going to lift that one up and drop that one down. Oh, I can feel things happening that might feel a little crunchy, or might feel, oh no, I don't like that. Or it might be like, oh gosh, I needed that. So take that response and come upright again. And just it's like allowing, this is a crazy little analogy and metaphor, but it's like letting two kittens meet, or a cat and kitten, or a dog and cat meet in a soft way rather than pushing them together. You're just sort of letting them come together and see what happens. And praise for the best, right? So this is also the same thing here. And it is a praying for the best. It's a moving to allow the body to go, actually that was an interesting feeling. I'd like to have some more communication there. If you would, just trust yourself now to close your eyes and just let the body feel into that. All right, we're going to have some fun here. So depending on your body, you can place your hands on your shoulders if that works for you. I'll show you what we're doing, so that you can work to what. So it is always going to be your left, not my left, your left, which is probably going to look like that. This is my left. And I know cameras work a little bit differently, so it's always your left, and you inhale to the left and exhale to your right. So if you need to check what is your left or right, I remember my grandmother we had red jandals. I had a set of red jandals and blue jandals, and it was right was blue and red was left. And so we had red jandal, blue jandal. That's how I got taught my left and right. And then when my children were younger, they learned it with this L shape with the hand. So however you know your left and right, inviting you to breathe into your left. So we're inhaling to the left and exhaling to the right. Inhaling to your left and exhaling to your right. Inhaling to your left, exhaling to your right. Inhaling left and exhaling right. Pause to the center, drop your hands, palms up, seated on your legs. And again, just let your body take that in. Taking that in. Notice the correction of your breath as it's softer. Or is there something in your body that started to go, hello, notice me? Or is there something that's finally going, oh, thank you, I just needed this space. So this is your body, your connection with your body. Beautiful. All right, so a bit of fun here. And in yoga, this is called cat-cow. So please just stay there and contemplate. Think within the contemplation of your body. In yoga, just stay where you are. We call this movement here where we're, if my knees were bent, we call it cat-cow. What it really is a movement of the spine through its capacity. So it looks a little bit like this. So inhale and exhale. So it's different than what we were doing before because we're opening up the shoulder blades and we're sinking the chest in purposely. So instead of slumping, we are actually opening, and then we inhale, opening our chest, shoulder blades come together, and then exhale, belly button into the spine. Inhale up. So would you like to join me? So this is our version of cat-cow in a seated position without the pressure on our knees or our shoulders. And we can just move to the extent that our body is. Yours might be just a little movement. It might just be gentle, and that is perfect. We are working to where our bodies are at. If it hasn't had much of this movement over time, remember, we are adding lubrication in, so we're adding that CRC to the body by gently moving the different parts. And you can imagine the joints, even in the spine, every part of our body that has joints, it's bone moving, and when it's bone moving with bone, and when it's in its balanced space, it just glides. No problem, just glide. If it hasn't been moved very often, or it's gotten a little inflammation in there, or we've been tense and tight and holding on to emotional things, or our mind is just so fixated on something, whatever that happens to be, our body feels all of that. So the idea with this is that we're gentle with it. We're just breathing in and we're breathing out. We're breathing in and we're breathing out. Breathing in and breathing in. When you've had enough, just stop and pause. It's a lot for the spine to have a think of. it's really interesting to me that my study of my own body and other people's body has been that slow, gentle, intentional movements are to me, through my way of looking at it now, far more powerful and profound than anaerobic, busy movements. I did that. And now I guess as I've grown older, I'm like, oh, I really want to respect this. I want to respect my body, probably just like you. That's why we're working together, and help this body move, help it feel good. So these gentle movements also allow, just like sleep, healing. So when we've done something, to just stop, to just breathe, and I'm filling it with a few ideas, and just let everything settle. Beautiful. All right, we're going to use now some stimulation. You know how we bounced our legs before? We're going to stimulate the upper body in a different way. So I'm inviting you to use your fingers here. So this is known as somatic connection, if you want to use some of those words. However, what it is for us, it's a gentle stimulation. So only soft, according to what your body wants, around, not too much around the belly, but just enough that feels good. For my truth is my palms like to work with my belly or around, but we'll do that on another practice that we've got coming up. So just gentle around the belly, a little bit more vigorous around the shoulders and clavicle area, because this is an area that often holds a lot of our tension, tapping into behind the neck. Oh, that's so nice. Tapping across the shoulder blades. Oh, do you remember that? Or have you watched any young children do this recently? Ah, feel free to do that if you feel like great way for the body to just breathe things up. And down your arm. That's right, down your arm. And when you're ready, again, just stillness. It's interesting, just let your body settle and just turn on your ears and listen and feel inside of the body, and then just look into this idea. Some of the practices that are offered here appear so simple. And yet when you do them, and especially in the sequence that it's offered, it's quite awakening to the body. And what you're likely to feel is a significant difference over the rest of the day. If this is very unusual for you, you might want to rest for a little bit. Or you'll notice that your sleep is much better at night. So a lot of this stimulation that we do, or settling and quietness, well, this is settling. If you really notice your body right now, you'll feel your feet, you'll feel your legs, you'll feel that space that we've created in our pelvic area, that the spine has had its own awakening through movement, side to side, forward and back, gentle side to side, twisted, and then cat-cow. So this movement, we've had a lot of movement through the spine. And so we then stimulated the chest area, awakening all of that. And now we're just settling. Real profound thing to just settle. Okay. So we're going to grow our movement now, and we kind of move everything up. So we've started from the ground and we're moving our energy up, and it's this lightness. Do you know that sense of just feeling light? Just feeling light. Summer's great for that, especially when you see in spring, everything comes, life comes up through the trunk and out into the branches and the twigs, and then blossoms form, and then leaves, and then in summer we see leaves on trees, especially the deciduous one. We see them full of leaves and full of life and full of abundance in the fruity, if it's a fruiting tree or a flowering tree, however that happens. And so I guess this is us right now. We're building these branches. We've started off with the depths of our roots in our trunk, and now we're moving into our branches. So I'm going to invite you to just test your arms here. Like what feels good for you? Like what is good for you? How high? What changes will you make? Is your shoulder working with you right now? Are you going to use the extent of the arm? Or will you be making your own adaptations with this? Because when we start moving our shoulders and our arms like this, it brings in a whole nother level of awareness. So the body itself, in truth, loves this feeling. It loves this because it is just like being in summer with the branches of the trees. The body actually chemically, and it's proven, loves this feeling. It's when you think of concerts or when you're giving praise to something or celebration, it's always about the hands, like, wow, oh, up in here. This is a normal celebration movement for the body. Now, if that hasn't had too many arms up, except for just sort of, putting pigs on knives or something like that, it loves it. So pause for a moment. And let's give our body some of this. So we're going to inhale up, open, stretch, and exhale. And then as you bring it down, just imagine that you're just pattering through real soft. We're not letting our arms drop, we're guiding them down. We're going to do it again. So we inhale up. Beautiful, stir. Then celebrate. Oh. And we're going to release really consciously. Maybe bring a smile to your face. Certainly into your heart. Beautiful. We're going to come up again. Inhale. Beautiful stretch. Maybe that stretch is moving into your feet, into your ankles. It is for me. And down. One more time. Inhale up. Stretch. Oh, down. Forward, palms up. And here we've got this wondrous moment of just like it is when you've finished a tongue. Done. Or you're waiting for something to happen, waiting for paint to dry or the jug to boil, or a settling. Maybe you're holding the hose and water in your garden, just that settling. You're just waiting. So in this moment here, I'm inviting you to enjoy waiting. Waiting for your body to settle. Pausing long enough for you to settle. Lovely, 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 lovely. All right, we haven't finished yet our stimulation for the day. So just follow through. We've just got a few more things that we're going to do just to come to the completion. And I just realized I've still got my earpiece in, so we'll take that out. We're going to start some stimulation up around the face. So Firstly, bringing your thumb and index finger into your ears. So just giving them a nice little rub. It's quite a stimulating movement. Just rubbing your ears. Oh, so good. Yeah. Beautiful. And then releasing. Notice the difference. Good way to re-energize yourself. Just these simple little things, right? Now we're going to patter with your fingers onto the jawline. So right through from the ear down, oh, to your the thing that constantly moves. So just pattering around, down around your jaw, upper teeth or upper gums, and then down the side, just gentle patterns down the side, because this is also working with the lymphatics, but it's working with the communication systems, allowing your nervous system to relax and reset. Beautiful. Pause for a moment. We're going to do the same gentle little pat for the, I've moved to patting. So I invite for you to do what's best for you, patting around your eyes and your cheekbones, all above there. So now we'll feel the harder bones of the scalp, and then tapping into around your ears, down the back of your head, up to the top of the crown, and then just a stimulating dunk, 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 dunk. Hello, awakening the scalp. Oh, makes me feel like, oh, one of those hairdressing appointments where they give a really good massage. So now I'm going to move to just circling with my own fingers onto the scalp, releasing lots of tension through the scalp. And when you're ready, looking after the whole body, a shake off, full recognition. Do what you have done today. So in our, this is one of a session 1 of 8, and in our whole series there'll be combinations that work together to help our nervous system come into a beautiful balance, to awaken the body into health, to bring it back into wellness. And everything that we do is an invitation only. So there'll be something offered. If you can't do it, don't do that one. Try something different, or you can always adapt and make changes for yourself of what's being offered. What I do invite you to do is, there's a recording of this, so what I do invite you to do is repeat it the next day or the couple of days in between when we gather again. So it's Tuesday and Thursday at 12 o'clock is the live recording, and I know a number of you are actually watching this in its recorded series. And then you can use the same practice tomorrow or the next day, so that you have the capacity to not just have 2 practices a week, although that would be great, but you could also have a practice that continues for you, of a repeat of the video. Okay, you'll hear some of the ideas over again, but it is for your body. So thank you. I'm going to invite you to place your hand on your heart and on your belly, and to breathe in. Close your eyes maybe for a moment and just thank your own heart for your own body, your own self, for being dedicated enough to do the practice, for showing up for yourself. Thank you. I truly appreciate you. I will see you here again, same time, same space, or Tuesday, so it'll be Thursday at 12 o'clock, the next one, on the, I don't know, on the 5th of February, and then, or you're watching it as a recording. Thank you. Please feed back to me into the chat, feed back to me in email, feed back to me in any which way that you would like to. I would love to hear how this is going for you. This is a series for you and I can't make it any better or make any changes if you don't indicate to me or keeping it the same. So just keep up the good work, my friends. Thank you so much. And we will see you again soon.